by a final of 6-0 in take 2 of 3 in the series. Have a great weekend, everybody. Josh and Lane will have you on the radio side. B.A. and Vinny have you on the TV side, as I will be on assignment over the weekend. Talk to you on Monday for a Labor Day special between the Brewers and the Cardinals. At least I will. Brewers, Reds, 4 games, 3 days. Should be a fun one. This has been a presentation of the Brewers Radio Network.
Brewers Radio is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. We Energies, Boucher Automotive Group, Tri-City National Bank, your local carrier dealers, SVA, a professional services company.
In time! They got him!
Lakeland University, Lynch Automotive, Z-Bart, Cannon and Dunphy, Loyal Family Renovations, Network Health, and International Autos on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We're also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
50 years ago, SVA began as a small firm with one simple mission: to serve people better. Now, with multiple locations serving clients nationwide in the areas of accounting, tax, audit, and consulting, that mission continues. Our 5-decade journey has been defined by delivering measurable results to our clients and making a positive impact in our communities. Looking forward to the next 50 years and beyond, we invite you to be a part of our ongoing journey. Visit SVA.com to learn more.
Everybody knows, if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, I'm Jeff Levering alongside Gina Della from Pella.
Thanks, Jeff. How do you say welcome?
With a new entry door from Pella.
Say it with color.
Like baseball bat oak or foul pole yellow?
Say it with class.
Like following players' unwritten baseball rules.
With clarity.
Like a no-doubter shot off the scoreboard.
And with this great deal, 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
That's the ball game. A Pella walk-off.
Schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 6/31/2024. Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
What a game.
What a game. How about the Crew? They just keep rolling. I can't believe that they're like almost 10 games up in the division.
And we thought the game was going to be for maybe another half hour, but they're quick.
It's crazy. Yeah, so they score a lot of runs early on. The game's like moving slow. It slows down. Then everything just picks up speed. It's like a roller coaster going downhill. But it's all good. The third game in the 3-game set, so the Brewers win the series by winning 2 out of 3. We're following a lot of interesting stuff this afternoon. I'm going to tell you about what some of that is coming up here in a moment. But first, a story that caught our attention out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, after a truly American sport just aired and you listened to, there's a high school senior in Reedsburg, Oklahoma. I wanted to tell you his story. His name is Caleb Horst. He was just told by school officials he must take down the American flag he's been flying on his truck, and he's been doing it for the past 2 years.
Show your patriotism. Don't let other people try to put you down for being proud of your country.
So he told everybody about it. Now hundreds of supporters in the community rallied around this student who is literally banned from flying the American flag while on school property. There were as many as a dozen flags on a single car driving around the high school. There were tons of trucks and cars going in a circle for hours around the high school. And the teen and his mother talked about the support that he's getting to fly the American flag at the Reedsburg High School.
It felt really good to know that a bunch of people were behind me and that it's not just like a one-person fight. It's kind of the whole country coming together to support it.
I'm upset about it. I'm appalled. I don't know what to make of it. It's shocking to me that I live in Edmond, Oklahoma, and there is a stink about the American flag at our public school. It's the symbol of America. It's our unity. It's our freedom flag.
The school says the district policy bans all flags from being flown from vehicles in this Oklahoma town because there's others that may cause an issue of being political, or what you have might cause some learning distractions, they say. The district also references, John, safety issues while driving around the parking lot with a flag flying off your car. 4 local lawmakers in Oklahoma are pressuring school leaders to work with the superintendent to consider this rule outdated and done for, but time will tell if that will happen.
This is the dumbest thing ever. And if you're worried about other flags, like, okay, someone could fly a Confederate flag or fly a flag that says, I hate people that wear blue shirts, then just make the rule that you can fly the American flag and leave it at the American flag.
Yeah, that can be included in the rule, except this.
This is America. That's the dumbest thing ever, but it is heartening to hear the support that's happened down there. So that's good stuff. Hey, coming up on the show, we've got great stuff coming your direction. Gas prices are going down really, really fast. Is that likely to continue through the summer? Patrick Dehan from GasBuddy.com is with us. Charles Benson is in La Crosse covering former President Donald Trump's visit. Charles Benson will be with us live from La Crosse at 5:15. And at 5:45, Act 12 allowed Milwaukee to raise taxes. As part of that deal, MPS had to put resource officers back in schools. Guess what? All these months later, 8 months later, it has not happened. What is going on with that? They're clearly breaking the law. Will that change? State Senator John Jagler, he's got a couple ideas. He'll be with us coming up at 5:45. First, on your Thursday, here's some business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Microsoft backs We Energy's efforts to increase customer rates. The software firm spends $3 billion on data centers in Mount Pleasant and says We Energies needs funds to build new infrastructure for such development. Kohl's department stores see revenue decrease over 4% for the quarter ending August 3rd. Despite that, profits improve 7 cents per share. Chase Bank continues adding branches in Wisconsin. The latest planned for St. Francis. The location on Whitnall Avenue is expected to open by next summer. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
These are powerful, FDA-approved pharmacological pain treatments precisely administered by an easy injection to the root source of your pain. Positive patient outcomes are over 91%. And we do this conveniently. The entire process is performed in office, so it's very easy for our patients.
Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, with the help of some of the finest pain relief physicians in the country, have helped bring their proprietary pain treatment formula to the forefront of pain relief medicine. Having performed over 100,000 pain treatments and counting, patient results have shown again and again that pain relief is possible in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, with some patients' pain relief lasting more than 2 years.
We're in network with almost all major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and this could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
For your next exterior remodeling project, we know you're not asking a lot from us. You want the right products for your situation, you want a few different financing options that can make your project affordable, and you want us to do a good job with minimal disruption to your life. And this one's important. You want a warranty that matters. And we know that checking every box makes all the difference. You might be surprised at how many moving parts go into it, but we have just the right people in all the right places to pull that off every day and make it look easy. The company we have took us 21 years to build. It's an awesome place to work because we never stop improving it, and we think we can do this work so well that we can actually change the reputation of exterior remodelers long term. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: 2 dead in Wisconsin after contracting West Nile.
I'm Julia Fellow. Trump returns to the Badger State.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and Marquette's a bit of a mess. We've got an accident on 4394 southbound, right about at National Avenue. Left lane is blocked with this. So we got backups back through the Marquette all the way up to almost North Avenue on the southbound side of 43. Northbound's kind of heavy anyway, out of the Marquette all the way up towards North Avenue as well. Westbound 94, very heavy out of the Marquette all the way through past Hawley Road. Of course, the game's letting out, so that's going to make things interesting. Eastbound is still heavy from the zoo all the way through to about 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy. Some rain is likely, a low of 70 degrees. Tomorrow, humid, scattered showers, a high of 81 degrees. It's currently 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision Wisconsin, former President Trump returns to the Badger State. He'll be hosting a town hall at the La Crosse Center tonight with a focus on making America affordable again. The event will be moderated by former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. She recently endorsed Trump and was named honorary co-chair of his transition team. Trump's visit comes one day after his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, spoke to a crowd of roughly 200 people in De Pere. Charles Benson is there and will join us coming up at 5:15.
2 Wisconsinites have died from West Nile.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services confirms the 2 deaths from the mosquito-borne illness and also reports a 3rd individual has been hospitalized due to the virus. The cases have been reported in residents living in Brown, Outagamie, and Fond du Lac counties. The news comes as several states across the nation are taking action to try and prevent West Nile from spreading, as well as Eastern equine encephalitis, or triple E. DHS says older adults and those with compromised immune systems are at greatest risk for severe illness. The ages of those who died are not known. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
An average of 18 cases of West Nile virus illnesses are reported among Wisconsin residents on average every year.
Vision Zero is the newest legislation designed to make streets safer across Milwaukee County. The goal: 0 deaths and 0 serious injuries on the roads by 2037. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley outlines the behaviors all drivers should be aware of.
And alcohol, speeding, checking your phone while behind the wheel, distracted driving, passing on the rights, or driving on the lack of sleep. These are all the different types of driving behaviors that many of us have been guilty of doing at one point. And these are all the types of driving that we need to stop throughout our entire community.
Crowley says implementing Vision Zero requires all 19 municipalities across the county to address reckless driving.
Work has been busy behind the scenes preparing for what could be Milwaukee's first co-housing development in River West.
Attorney and project instigator Nola Hitchcock-Cross tells WTMJ one issue they've navigated is what to do about parking in the dense area.
If you know Center Street, it crosses Humboldt and then there's an alley. So that will be the entrance then to the underground parking, which saves us a lot of room for building homes.
River Trail Commons is slated to break ground next year, and Hitchcock-Cross says they hope to replicate the project in other parts of the city.
This is going to be a real diamond for Milwaukee communities.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Milwaukee Public School Board is expected to meet tonight and provide an update on the status of student resource officers at schools. State law required MPS to have 25 school resource officers in place beginning January 1st of this year.
Well, that didn't happen, and officers will not be in place when the school year begins next week, Tuesday.
It really didn't put any teeth into it about what would be the consequences if they didn't.
But Greater Milwaukee Committee President Joel Brennan believes the interim superintendent and board members are at least working to be more forthright with communication.
One of the criticisms around MPS, both with the school resource officers and their fiscal picture and just the overall atmosphere there, is that transparency is not something that, and accessibility have not been hallmarks of MPS. So I think they're making an attempt. They've turned the page with an interim superintendent.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
And coming up, John Jagler, state senator who believes those officers should be in school and says the law's been broken, joins us. That's at 5:45.
Coming up, preparing for a busy holiday travel weekend, when you should avoid hitting the roads.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:04.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of a sleeper sofa called Revere.
What are you doing?
I'm talking about the Revere sleeper sofa from Penny Mustard.
You mean the new and improved Revere sleeper sofa?
It was already an awesome sofa sleeper.
Yeah, but now it's even awesomer.
The Revere is like having two sleepers in one sofa.
And this isn't your founding father's sleeper sofa.
Declare independence from painful bars in the middle of your back.
And enjoy a superbly supple mattress on a solid base.
The Revere's mattress is so thick and luxurious, you'll want to take a midnight ride shouting, "Comfort is coming, comfort is coming."
It's a real game changer.
I guess you could say the Revere sleeper sofa is...
Here it comes.
Revolutionary.
The Revere sleeper sofa, starting at just $109 a month, with only 1 penny down and no interest till September of 2027 through September 8th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:06.
If you're traveling this holiday weekend, listen up.
It's today. Yes, the Thursday afternoon and evening before Labor Day weekend officially kicks off is peak travel time on the roads. Granted, it's going to be busy tomorrow afternoon as well. So do we need to offer up this cliche advice?
Pack your patience.
Pack your patience.
Pack your patience.
Pack your patience and a snack.
Well, the snack advice is also a good reminder. As for coming home after the weekend, the busiest time is notoriously between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday between 8 and noon. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. The Brewers win today. 6-0, I think, was the final score. The Packers had 5 kickers throughout the course of training camp and kept none. Undrafted rookie Braden Narveson is the guy after being claimed off waivers from the Titans. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst admits,
I'm probably not as patient with specialists as I should be. We had J.K. Scott in here. He's turned into a very good punter. But at the same time, I'm very confident in this team and what we can accomplish. So I want to make sure we give this team every opportunity to win. So there's going to be a standard that we're going to try to reach.
The NFL season begins 1 week from today with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:08.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but despite what a certain national online company tells you, a car's not one of them.
Let's see. Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat bar. Oh, here we go. Green 4-door hatchback. Honey, we're gonna need some more quarters.
Sure, they make it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online. And unlike those national companies, you get to see the vehicle in person and test drive it before you buy it. You also have the assurance that the vehicle's been thoroughly tested, and if any issue does come up, your local Adam member dealer is right here to service it. And can also provide low financing and top dollar for your trade. Think about that before you take a chance with their so-called vending machine.
What? It's stuck. No! Oh, rats.
Start your search at adamm.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
We're watching some weird stuff on TV, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening on local news today, but let's just say it's not their shiniest moments.
They're screaming at the camera.
Yeah, really. Okay, you can watch us, by the way. We have cameras here in the studio. You can always check us out by texting the word WATCH watch the 855-616-1620.
Oh, perfect time to do a watch. I have amazing video.
What do you
It's
got?
crazy. Actually, this is even worse than local news. More trouble at the park and rides on College Avenue. A homeless encampment. You know, I've been talking about this.
Yeah, you
look,
went
look,
out there.
Look right there. That guy has a bat. In
Oh
the
my
video.
gosh.
Okay, so if you
What is
text watch
happening?
to our talk and text line, and that lady falls over because the dog gets loose.
This is like a scrum, a fight at the park and ride?
Yeah, so there's 3 park and rides that we know about where there's homeless encampments, and it's all on the south side. So the one on College Avenue is going through a really tough time. I'm trying to find, I think I just messed
Why are they
everything
allowed
up.
to live there, Julia?
Oh, well, they're not supposed to. That's
right.
the whole point.
But why don't we haul them out of there?
Hang on. I'm sorry. God, now
Why don't we
I'm-
get 'em
no,
out of
I'm-
there?
I think like the local news is like infecting me. Now I'm getting messed up.
This is like
So this happened over the
get 'em
weekend.
out of there.
The DOT gave me this footage. Do you see how it's like a boarded up, messed up RV? Do
Yeah,
you
it's
see
like
that?
an old camper RV. Yeah.
That has a board up.
Right.
They got into some type of verbal argument, and the DOT don't know what it is, but
A bunch
this
of
is-
homeless people got in
This
the
is supposed to be DOT. Yes, this is supposed to be DOT camera footage that's looking at traffic, but now
Okay.
they're looking at this like domestic incident.
They spun the camera around.
The man with the bat was in the tent north, just above. So it's like multiple people that live in this homeless encampment that's supposed to be a park and ride that's supposed to help people, you know, kind of collect, gather, or do some carpooling going into the city, and now it's turned into people's homes.
This is scary. So what if your wife is parking there to meet somebody to ride to Chicago together, and now she has to deal with this homeless fight with a bunch of
It's getting
homeless
worse
people
and
fighting?
worse. So the deadline for everyone in the homeless encampment to leave was back in May. That deadline came and went. People thought that it was really going to be cleaned up by the RNC, John, you know,
Yeah.
to make our city look really good and everything. No, they stayed.
Apparently, the same people that are not making them leave are the people that are not making MPS at police officers in school. We have laws, and we're just not following these laws.
Yeah, so you can see the sheriff's office arrived on scene and everything seemed to simmer down. But, you know, here's the thing. None of them are supposed to be there in
Right.
the first place. It's against
It's
the
against
law.
the law.
There was a bunch, when I went there myself,
Yep.
there was a bunch of like mixed scrap metal all over the place.
They
and-
at least hauled that out of there, right? They got
That's
rid of
true.
a bunch of stuff.
That's true.
But why are they letting them live there? This is a public property that people are supposed to use to carpool and feel safe and to be able to leave their vehicle there. I wouldn't feel safe leaving my vehicle parked there while I went out of
Yeah.
town.
And you can see fists are flying, and it's women, John, that are getting into that. The guy with the bat never hit anybody. He went back into his tent.
Well, that we saw. He hasn't hit anybody yet.
Oh, true. That's a good
Why,
point.
why are they allowing this to happen?
But I
Text the
mean,
word watch.
Some of
and you can
these,
see it.
some of them live in cars, and you know the RVs look like they're burnt up, and the cars have busted windows. I mean, it's not a good situation. It's not something that's healthy. You know, they did say that they were able to relocate about 45 people in May when I went there, but yeah, it just keeps on growing.
We have a lot of elected officials and law enforcement that listen to the show. If you are one of them and you know why the homeless people are allowed to live there and get in fights with each other, will you let us know? 855-616-1620. Give us a call. I think I'm not even supposed to use the word homeless. Isn't that right?
What?
Aren't we using
Why?
a different word like unhoused or something?
Really?
Yes. I think homeless is one of the words now they don't want us to use because
Oh.
they don't want to identify them as homeless.
The unhoused encampment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are homeless. Am I making that up? I think
I
that's
don't
a word
know.
we're not supposed to use anymore.
Okay.
But I use it all the
I
time.
gotta keep up.
Right. It's impossible to
know.
keep up.
Okay.
How about get down there and get the people out of the park and ride lot? Just, you're not allowed to live there.
That guy's like half naked. Oh my God. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
We'll
it
keep
is
it up
crazy.
through the commercial break.
What is going on
Goodness.
today? My blood pressure is just up today. I don't know what's happening. People need to follow the rules. I'm a rule follower. Why aren't people following the rules?
Could you imagine living in a tent?
No.
Oof.
I also can't imagine parking my car next to a person living in a tent.
Oh. Horrible.
With a bat, walking around with a bat, and like pit bulls wandering around at the park and ride lot.
Like you think that that's gonna end well?
Yeah, it's not. It's 4:14 at WTMJ. Speaking of cars, Debbie's on track, on top of traffic. She's got it for you up next right here on WTMJ.
These are powerful, FDA-approved pharmacological pain treatments precisely administered by an easy injection to the root source of your pain. Positive patient outcomes are over 91%. And we do this conveniently. The entire process is performed in-office, so it's very easy for our patients.
Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, with the help of some of the finest pain relief physicians in the country, have helped bring their proprietary pain treatment formula to the forefront of pain relief medicine. Having performed over 100,000 pain treatments and counting, patient results have shown again and again that pain relief is possible in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, with some patients' pain relief lasting more than 2 years.
We're in network with almost all major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and this could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
All right, traffic and weather. Let's check those roads. Deb, is the Brewers game let out having any impact?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a backup for that. We've got eastbound 94 backing up from 84th Street pretty solidly all the way through the stadium. The westbound side's backed up all the way to the Marquette, so keep that in mind. Also, we have the two left lanes blocked on 4394 southbound coming off of the high-rise bridge because of a crash. So that has things completely backed up all the way up through the Marquette to, oh my goodness, from Hampton all the way down. It's going to be slow. The northbound side's backed up out of the Marquette all the way up towards North Avenue as well. Let's see, northbound on 41, we've got delays from Blue Mound Road all the way up to about, that would be North Avenue, and that is because of a broken down vehicle that's got the two right lanes blocked. So that's going to be making for a bit of a headache through that area as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. There's a call for some rain. It's going to come late tonight, it sounds like. Another muggy night, a low of 70 degrees. Boy, it's been hot. I got my We Energies bill today, and it is big time. It's expensive. Tomorrow, cloudy and humid again. More rain in the morning, a high of 81. On Saturday, sunny and warm. What a nice day, a high of 83. On Sunday, sunny, breezy. Going to feel refreshing on Sunday, a high of 75, very pleasant. On Monday, sunny, nice, even a little cooler. A high of 72 degrees. Right now, it's partly sunny and 75 degrees. So we told you about this cool event that happened last week, Do Good with Food.
Mm-hmm.
Do Good with Food. Gino Fazzari and his wife, Leanne, had a daughter, Viviana, whose life was saved by the ER department and trauma center at Children's Wisconsin, the big children's hospital. So Gino, who runs Calderon Club, got together with a bunch of his friends in the restaurant industry and decided to raise money for Children's Wisconsin. They've done this for years and years. This year, bigger than ever, 43 restaurants took place. 43 restaurants donated a portion of their sales to Children's Wisconsin. I think, what was that, last Thursday? I think it was on Thursday. Guess what? They raised $72,000. This is so cool. $72,000, yes. Congratulate yourself, everybody. It goes to a very good cause, $72,000. So Do Good with Food has raised $206,000 over the course of the last several years, but obviously this year was the biggest. So congratulations. A lot of people have good things happen, and you're just grateful. Gino and his family had a good thing happen, and then they paid it forward. They decided to do something about it, so donating $72,000 to Children's Wisconsin. That's awesome. It is 4:19 at WTMJ. Looking at a line of storms that's in Minneapolis and south. It is coming our direction. It's scheduled to get here late tonight after midnight, probably more like 2 or 3 in the morning. Brian Isnansky, chief meteorologist, will be with us coming up a little bit later on in the show to detail that out. Up next, I don't know if you've heard about this story. We had it yesterday, and Julia's got a lot more information. An Amish community being harassed in Wisconsin. What's that all about? The details up next.
Hey, boaters!
From fishing to water sports and everyday essentials like anchors and life jackets, along with an incredible selection of hardware, Kendall Marine is a boater's paradise. This is Dave Doro, and our endless selection of boating parts and accessories all but assure you one-stop shopping for all your boating needs. And that's why boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendall Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendall Marine. We got everything you need but the water. Hey, boaters!
This is Dave Doro from Kendall Marine. And if you're a boater and you haven't been here, ask around. And I think some of your boater buddies will tell you you're missing out. Because at Kendall Marine, we have everything you need but the water. And when you get here, you'll know that's no exaggeration. So get in the know, because boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendall Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendall Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
How would you like to own a jewelry store?
Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy?
Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people.
Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now?
Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email.
Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's.
A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
So you have your down payment in mind and you're ready to buy your new home. You figure your monthly payment, add in your taxes, and realize, hey, you can do this. But you forgot the 6% commission that you'll have to pay your real estate agent. Whoa, 6%. That's a lot, especially when we'll sell your home for as low as 3.5% and no higher than 3.9%. And that's 100% full service with no upfront fees. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com. Don't let the term discount real estate agent throw you. All it means is that we'll give you the same experience, expertise, and know-how as the big-name real estate firms, but we'll do it for less. And when you weigh 6% commission against as low as 3.5% and no higher than 3.9% for a full-service real estate agent, including full MLS marketing with no upfront fees, you'll realize there's no reason for you to pay more. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com.
Yet another update on the horrible harassment of an entire Amish community in Sauk County. I just got a new report, 19 pages long, from the sheriff's office there that shows far more teens, John, were involved in shining lights in the community's homes and blowing air horns, and they're accused of doing much more than that. Deputies say smoke bombs had been lit off, and
That's terrible.
They threw it onto farms, onto homes, and also fireworks. So this document shows 21 teens were involved in this incident in their investigation, not 9 that we were told.
21, you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
And 10 parents.
What?
Who facilitated buying the fireworks and getting it in the hands of minors.
That's awful.
It gets better.
Okay.
Or worse. Wait until you hear this in a second. But okay, so it all came to a head 3 weekends ago, August 11th. Deputies spotted a vehicle that matched a description of these incidents. So nervous teens in the car were caught with beer, bottle rockets, and those smoke bombs. There's likely, it was terrifying the Amish community because they're a religious community. They believe on the reliance of God and not the grid. So they use alternate power sources. And usually the community only has a telephone, no TV cameras, no radio.
Yep.
So to shine a light into the homes and blow air horns and smoke bombs, it's just insane. So
Rude. That's just terrible.
Yeah, this wasn't just a one-off. Deputies learned students were riding in groups going into the Amish community. And apparently this was all like a point system for it was
a game?
The varsity high school football team. They thought it was fun. Let me see. One more thing. I just wanted to make sure I got this one part. The games were suspended for the Reedsburg varsity school. And then
Wait, the football team suspended their games?
Yeah, but then the Amish community decided not to cite any charges, not to file any charges. And I read their letter yesterday saying all is forgiven. And it says that there were two different groups of teens that went to the Amish community and apologized. A group of approximately 8 and another group of approximately 4. Here is the worst of the worst for me. I had a hard time reading this. So apparently, one of the times when the truck, got stopped with a vehicle in front of it after they did a firebomb into one of the homes, an Amish man was trying to get out of the ditch and grab one of the passengers in the seat of the automobile to stop him because he didn't know who these perpetrators were. And the woman says, my son was assaulted by an Amish man. And so she said she'd be contacting her family attorneys and sent photographs to deputies of the injuries to her son, which she described as bruising. Well, it's probably because you terrorized the community,
What? So a parent, instead of saying, my kid needs to be better and do better, and I will talk to him, defends the kid and says, no, my kid was the one that was assaulted. What does that teach the kid?
Yes, I totally agree, John.
Wow.
That's why I didn't like that. And here's one more thing. You know how the 9 were cited for disorderly conduct? 1 was arrested for disorderly conduct. And I also learned another one was cited for fireworks possession. So why are we just learning about all of this? But anyways, the leaders with the Amish community took the high road in a letter yesterday saying they didn't want to wish any of this to be taken any further and wish the football team a great season. They missed out on 2 games.
Wow.
But, why? All of this, why? It was a game.
Yeah, a point system, a game. Who could win? Who could get the most points by terrorizing the Amish community? That's sad. And I agree with you. The saddest part is the parents enabling and making excuses for the behavior. Kids are kids. And I'm not excusing the kids because they're old enough to know better, but they're kids. And then you have a parent that defends that behavior.
I know.
No, that's so wrong.
If I have fireworks going into my house and I don't even know what that is,
In the middle of the night, ringing the doorbell, shining lights, doing air horns. Okay, is it the end of the world? It's not the worst thing ever, but it's unacceptable. It's not cool. You shouldn't do it.
Oh, so someone was texting us yesterday. How do they have doorbells? I read on page 11 of this document. It was ding dong ditch. So basically you can knock on the door and run away. Okay. So.
All right.
There you go.
Good detailed information. You did a lot of reading this afternoon. That's a fat packet of papers you got over there.
A lot was redacted. Do you see all that?
Yeah, that's a lot of black in there. It is 4:27 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow hit another record today. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, well, they wavered a little bit. The Dow up more than 0.5%. 243 points it climbed today. The NASDAQ was off 39. The S&P was flat on the day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Know the difference with Annex.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed.
I mean, anywhere in the world.
Precisely.
You'd spend the entire month in bed?
Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hasselus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $100 MasterCard gift card.
60 months. That means...
You can buy a Queen Tempur-Pedic Pro Adapt Hybrid with ease adjustable base for just $74 a month.
And I get a $100 MasterCard gift card?
Free next-day delivery and employee-free showrooms, too.
So I can try and buy...
With no pushy sales guy.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hasselus Mattress.
Enjoy 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedics through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
Gorgeous new roofs, showstopper siding, or classic brick and stonework. How about modern windows and regal doors that'll make your chin hit the floor? To a lot of people, having these things can really make them enjoy where they live. It makes them proud. But there's always one thing standing in the way. How do I make that happen? At Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, we have excellent financing options for most people in most situations. 12 months, no interest, no payments, and exceptional rates for long-term loans that will beat your bank with no additional fees or hidden costs. You can go to semperfiroofing.com to apply for your pre-approval today. We want to make any project affordable to almost any person, and we've gone out of our way to find partners that can help make it happen for you. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Ask about our finance options.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: mosquitoes responsible for 2 deaths in Wisconsin.
I'm Julia Fellow. The push to close a local correctional facility in Green Bay.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, northbound on 41. Just past Mayfair Road, we've got the 2 right lanes blocked with a broken down vehicle. This is backing things up through the zoo interchange pretty much in all directions. We also have a crash 4394 southbound right about at National Avenue. Looks like it's just the left lane blocked now. That has created some problems. We've got delays all the way back through the Marquette pretty much in all directions. Delays on the southbound side starting from before Hampton Avenue all the way down into the Marquette. Northbound is just backed up anyway out of the Marquette up to North Avenue. Then again from about Hampton Avenue up towards Bender Road. Westbound on 94, solid out of the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road, back on the brakes from 68th Street through the zoo interchange all the way to Elm Grove Road. Back on the brakes again from west of Calhoun all the way to about Highway F. On the eastbound side, we do have delays basically from about Meadowbrook Road through to Highway 16, then solid from 84th Street all the way into the Marquette. Remember, the Brewers game is letting out, so that's going to be all backed up too. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight will be muggy. Chance of storms are likely. A low of 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, humid. Scattered showers possible, a high of 81. Current temperature in Milwaukee is 75 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 2 Wisconsinites are dead from West Nile virus. Department of Health Services officials confirm 1 other person remains hospitalized from the virus. The first 3 human cases were reported in residents in Outagamie, Fond du Lac, and Brown counties. West Nile virus also confirmed in mosquitoes, animals, and healthy blood donors in Wisconsin. Health officials say the best way to avoid being bitten is to wear insect repellent, long-sleeve shirts and pants, and remove any standing water.
An inmate at a Green Bay Correctional Institution is dead, and local leaders want the facility closed. 19-year-old inmate Micah Laureliano died. The sheriff's office investigating say that his 24-year-old cellmate might be the primary suspect. The village president there, Jim Rafter, voiced his concerns to our affiliate NBC 26.
When people are losing their lives, when I hear from parents whose sons are in that facility and the way that they are being treated, or not being treated, it gets me mad.
They are hoping to call for a public hearing with state legislators soon.
A Wisconsin Dells employee is being charged with sexual assault of a child. 32-year-old Corey Alfaro was a middle school counselor in the Dells School District. He's accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. The investigation is ongoing.
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley signs legislation called Vision Zero.
By setting the goal of 0 deaths and 0 serious injuries on our roads by 2037, we're not just hoping for change, we're working to actually create it.
The legislation is one of 8 requirements by the Department of Transportation for Milwaukee County to get millions in federal funding. The money would be used to redesign and reconstruct hazardous intersections. The other 7 requirements are either completed or in progress.
A new civil lawsuit challenges the federal approval of a $1.75 billion plan to expand I-94. Environmental lawyer Dennis Grzinski tells WTMJ Spanning the State about the impacts of the expansion.
More vehicles are traveling, creating pollution, creating noise, leading to all the health problems, leading to the environmental flooding and water pollution problems, and leading to even more harmful climate change.
Grzinski believes investing in public transportation rather than expanding the highway's footprint from 6 to 8 lanes would be a bigger benefit to Milwaukee residents.
No banned books in Oshkosh. The area school board voted yesterday for 6 books to remain. The topics include sexual orientation and gender identity and sexual relationships. NBC 26 in Green Bay reports the public comment was cut short at the board meeting last night. Now, those same books cannot be made for a vote of it being banned or not for another 5 years.
Still no student resource officers in Milwaukee Public Schools. As part of the parameters for the Milwaukee sales tax increase, lawmakers mandated MPS to have 25 school resource officers in place by January 1st. State Representative Bob Donovan tells TMJ4 News that he's frustrated with the lack of consequences for missing the deadline.
We may indeed have to revisit this agreement and add some teeth to it.
State Senator John Jagler is also frustrated. He will join us live coming up at 5:45.
We Energies gets an unlikely supporter for its proposed rate hike. Microsoft supports the energy company's efforts to raise rates. The Business Journal reports that Microsoft planned $3.3 billion investment into its Mount Pleasant data center would become the largest electric load served by We Energies, and a reliable and resilient energy supply is critical. The rate case is pending before the Public Service Commission, which has hearings scheduled for early October.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers take home the series 2 out of 3 against the Giants. Final score this afternoon, 6-0. The Crew kicks off a 4-game series against the Reds with a doubleheader starting tomorrow afternoon on WTMJ. And the NFL season begins 1 week from today with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time approaching 4:36.
It's Heiser's end of summer sizzling savings event, and these deals are hot. Save big on sleek sedans, powerful SUVs, and rugged trucks. Perfect for epic weekend getaways, road trips, or just cruising around town. Customers are our top priority. We're all about giving you the best car buying experience ever. And with our exclusive Safe and Sound program, have peace of mind for the whole family. So what are you waiting for? Stop in or shop online today. At Heiser, today's your day.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home, even if it's less than perfect. Don't waste time and money on finding a real estate agent and dealing with showings. We'll buy your home completely as is. No repairs, not even a clean out. Grandview Homes gives you an offer in hours, and we close on the day you choose in as little as 10 days with no closing costs. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to AdventKnows.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Fire departments are responding to more and more calls, and oftentimes it's repeat people who call over and over again. In Waukesha, they're doing something pretty unique. They have a case manager to help with frequent callers, and that's really made a difference. Dennis Graff is the Division Chief of Training with the Waukesha Fire Department, and he is with us on WTMJ this afternoon. Chief, thank you so much for being with us.
Good afternoon, John. Thanks for having us here today.
You're welcome. So, case manager, tell us how this plays out and what that means.
Yeah, I think people have a common understanding that they call, someone calls 911, somebody's sick, they're injured, ambulance shows up, we assess them, get them to the hospital, and the treatment starts. What we know about the medical system is that the emergency room is designed to handle emergent problems, and oftentimes people are calling for things that are resolved in the emergency room, but quite often there's some type of follow-up. Or when we get into social services problem, we've got alcohol or drug addiction. We've got mental health issues that will clearly need some type of follow-up in there. And unfortunately, what we know is that sometimes there's a gap from them being discharged in the hospital to them getting into some of the follow-up services. And inherently, because 911 services are pretty quick and easy to access, we tend to see people coming back into the system and looking for resolution. What we've seen is that.
Yeah, can you tell me about the case that brought this all to a head?
In Waukesha, there wasn't one specific case that brought this to the head. We've just been, trending what's going on, looking at the different needs of the population in our community. Quite frankly, the City of Waukesha Fire Department is not the first of the table on this. We have modeled our program after a number of other established programs in the state of Wisconsin. Milwaukee Fire Department is doing some great things out there with a program that's called Community Paramedicine. West Dallas Fire Department, Greenfield, Madison, they too are doing some great things out there. Everybody's recognizing that people have needs that are not being met in the moment during that 911 call, and there have to be follow-up services. And tapping into the world of a social worker, a lot of their training, education, and experience, they've been a great fit to help bridge that gap between somebody's needs and getting them into some type of a treatment or some type of resolution. We have an aging population. There are a lot of people living in our community who are aging in their home. We want to see people live in their homes as long as they can, but it has to be safe. It has to be safe. And, we routinely see people where, mobility issues come into play, strength comes into play, and, there's a big Falls Initiative program in our state of Wisconsin.
There's one thing. There's a homeless man, according to the Freeman, who was taken to the Memorial Hospital right in Waukesha 43 times in 38 days. What does that do for your men and women who are trying to respond to real emergencies?
Yeah, that could be the case. There are points in time where somebody may try accessing the system repeatedly. In those types of circumstances, we try and identify what the need is of the person. And if somebody requests that they want to go to the emergency room, that is legally right now, that's the one place that we can take them. When they're seen in the emergency room, oftentimes they're asked to follow up with a primary care provider or additional services, and there is the onus on that patient to do that. The person that you're speaking of, yeah, we've all of our systems, all of our emergency systems have seen people who have used 911 heavily, and unfortunately, we look at it as we're not finding the right solution to them. And again, we come back to this case manager position where someone like that gets referred so that the case manager can go out and follow up with them and try to meet them outside of the 911 call. And have a conversation with them, see where they're at in life, and see what the needs are.
Dennis Graff is Division Chief of Training with the Waukesha Fire Department. If you'd like to see more on this, you can check it out in the Freeman. Dennis, Chief, thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank your men and women for what they do every single day.
We'll pass it along. Have a great day.
It is 4:42 at WTMJ. Not an easy job. And 911's not meant to be called if you're not quite feeling right.
Yeah, it's not concierge.
That's right. Perfect way to put it. So an interesting solution they've come up with in Waukesha. Straight ahead, have you noticed gas prices? I did. When I filled up 2 days ago, I noticed that it seemed like 50 cents lower than the month before. I'm not sure if that's exactly right. Where are we headed now that we're headed into the most active part of hurricane season? Patrick DeHaan, GasBuddy.com, news from the pump. That's after Debbie helps get you home. Up next on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi, and I'm hosting another free webinar with our great partners at Annex Wealth Management. Join me and Director of Retirement Plan Services Tom Parks to review the best strategy when it comes to your financial future. We'll answer your questions on 401k planning, strategies to maximize your growth potential, and more. All you have to do is register. Text WEB, W-E-B, to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to prioritize your financial future. It's another free webinar from Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hey, it's a great time of year to think about what you've been thinking about, to do something about it. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin wants to help you with a new window, a new front door, a new sliding door, all of the above. Bundle them together because now is the time to do it at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Why is now the time? Because there's an incredible deal going on. 0% interest for up to 60 months. No money down, equal payments only at Pella, Wisconsin. 0 money down, 0 interest for 5 years. But hurry, do it quick. The offer ends at the end of the month. Certain restrictions do apply. Gina Della was just telling me about this deal. It doesn't come along that often. It's a great opportunity for you to get quality products, the best in the business, installed by the best installers. That's what they have at Pella. Check it out today. Patio doors, sliding screen doors, all custom made, can provide any material, wood, laminate, fiberglass, you name it, they will do it for you and do it right. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they have a window for every home and budget. Check out the website. That's the best place to start. PellaWI.com. It's PellaWI.com.
Buying a home should be a joy, but could you imagine doing this without a realtor? Paperwork, inspections, appraisals, deadlines, showings, market research? Or you could relax. Or understanding legal documents, negotiating offers, coordinating inspections, securing finance. Oh, sorry. A realtor can take the stress out of the home buying process. See how at wra.org/a-realtor-can. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Realtors Association.
Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic and gorgeous Fox and Hounds Supper Club. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Fox and Hounds. It is the best dining value in the state. Your second dinner is always free. Steak, ribs, seafood, pasta, a big fresh salad, any dinner item on the menu, your second one is free. Desserts and ice cream drinks, yeah, and they're huge. Buy one, get one free. So relax with your favorite beverage in the 8 unique dining rooms or on the patio in the woods. Spectacular views. I love the patio. Celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, or just a quiet dinner with your sweetie. Your second dinner is always free. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. The drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is a must-see. Weekends might be too busy. Enjoy your free dinner tonight. And the Friday Fish Fry is all you care to eat and one of the best. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Enjoy your free dinner. Tables are open. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Traffic is sponsored by the 2024 Oak Creek Lions Fest, bringing kind-hearted people together to serve their communities. It's the 2024 Oak Creek Lions Fest, featuring family fun, great food, and live music on 3 stages at 9327 South Shepherd Avenue, Friday, August 30th through Labor Day.
Traffic and weather. Let's get a look outside with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, how are the roads? Need your mic on, Deb.
There we go. We got still the problem on 4394 southbound. Right about at National Avenue, left lane is still blocked with this crash. That's backing things up through the Marquette. Now we got a new crash, 175 southbound, also known as Brewers Boulevard. Just about past National Avenue, the right lane is blocked with a crash. And then, of course, we've got our backup on northbound 41. Part of the problem, crash right now at Blue Mound Road off on the right shoulder. Earlier issue right around Mayfair Road has been cleared up, but the delays stretch all the way up to that point. Eastbound 94, a solid ride out of the Zoo interchange all the way to the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy, muggy, then rain and storms are likely, a low of 70. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and humid, scattered showers possible, a high of 81. Saturday, sunny and warm, really nice pick day, a high of 83. Sunday, mostly sunny, breezy, really refreshing, a high of 75. Sunday, nice but cooler, 72 degrees. Current temperature in Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 75 degrees.
How about those gas prices? They are going down. Are they likely to stay there? Why are they going down? The guy with all the answers is...
About a month ago was the ExxonMobil refinery outside Chicago was hit with a power outage as a result of severe weather. Of course, that power outage caused gas prices to jolt up quite substantially at the time. And now with that refinery back online, prices have been declining again. In fact, Milwaukee's average now down to $3.19 a gallon. That's down 11 cents in the last week. It's down 55 cents from just a month ago, and it's down almost 53 cents from last year. So a lot of this is really simply the market healing after that ExxonMobil refinery got back online.
Could we see it go below $2 a gallon?
Boy, that's a big drop. We'd need another $1.20.
I'm so sorry. Oh,
well, hey, I would love for that to happen.
Me
but
too.
We'll
Deb
get below
would too,
$3.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we're real looking good for a sub $3 average. Milwaukee's only 20 cents away. Some stations are below that, but it probably will take a couple of weeks for most stations to get below that $3 mark. And unless there's something like a major refinery outage, knock on wood, or a major hurricane, I think it's looking fairly good that the Milwaukee average could stay solidly below $3 a gallon, probably starting in September, maybe early October, and that could last through at least the holidays.
I wanted to ask you specifically about the hurricane season. There are 3 storms that are churning off the coast of Africa. Nobody has any idea yet if they will reach America or into the Gulf, I guess, is more critical. Patrick, how closely do you keep an eye on those storms at this early stage?
Oh, I've got the National Hurricane Center right here in front of me. We keep a very close eye on potential disturbances. But, as you mentioned, they're off the coast of Africa. We really don't know if these will churn out to sea, if they'll develop. The heat really gets cranked up, or the pressure on gas prices really cranks up when you see a storm that's forecast to enter into the Gulf of Mexico, especially if that intensity looks like a Category 3 or stronger. That really gets our eyeballs, but we're certainly watching for that potential development that you are.
We're also impacted by summer blend. Can you explain what summer blend is and why we have to use that sort of gasoline?
Well, I was just watching some of the sky cams down in Chicago. A primary example of why we need to use that is when you're off in the distance from, say, downtown Milwaukee or Chicago, you see some of that haze in the air. That's exactly why we have a stringent blend of gasoline, because without it, that haze would probably be even thicker. When you have so many vehicles on the road in this area of the country, southeast Wisconsin, northeastern Illinois, there's a lot of vehicles that are using gasoline, and that can contribute to air pollution, and that's why we have these blends of gasoline required.
So we also can only sell gas so cheap. Is that right, Patrick? If a gas station wanted to sell it below what it costs them and make all their money on selling Twinkies, can they do that?
They can't in Wisconsin. One of the very few states where it is illegal for stations to sell below their cost. And, kind of interestingly enough, that can lead to some bad blood between stations. And in fact, essentially some stations may even report other stations when they're selling gas too low. So kind of a very unique circumstance.
That's interesting.
What do you think of that? Is that a good, you monitor gas and gas policy all across America. Is that good policy?
Well, I won't take so much of a take. I'll let the Federal Trade Commission, and I'll use their quote, and they find that is a restrictive policy that lends consumers to end up paying more for gasoline. Maybe not much more, but it essentially closes off somewhat competition, and that doesn't lead to the best outcomes. Whereas states that don't have such laws, prices overall are more competitive. Not to say Wisconsin is not competitive. You're often one of the cheapest states in the Midwest. Part of that is because of low taxes. But I like the free market. It really does work well without any rules and regulations.
All right, Patrick, so people are going to be traveling, and some of them are going to be traveling in their car long distances because of the holiday. Which states have the cheapest gas in America, and which states are they going to pay the most?
Well, if you're heading to the south, the Gulf states where gasoline taxes are low and you have the proximity to big refineries in Texas and Louisiana, that's where you'll find the cheapest prices. Looking at prices today, the lowest average is Mississippi. The state average there just $2.84. Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, all states with below $3 prices. If you're craving having to pay more than that, you can probably head to Hawaii. The average there, $4.60 a gallon. Not too far off is California. The average there, $4.58. But really the entire West Coast, Washington, Nevada, Oregon, all with prices that are well above the national average.
Primarily taxes? Is that why a place like California pays more?
A lot of that is taxes. And again, kind of the opposite. I mentioned those rules and regulations. California's got a lot of those, and they drive prices up. Things like a low carbon fuel standard, cap and trade, high gasoline taxes. California even has its own blend of gasoline that's mandated not by the EPA, but by the Air Resources Board. So they've created a very restrictive environment.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like there's very little competition, and that contributes to a lot of the reason for higher prices there.
He's one of the brightest, one of the best in the business. Patrick Dehaan, the head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy. Patrick, thank you so much.
Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Well, there you go. We're not doing too bad. May want to take a little trip away from home. Have you ever thought about renting out your own place? You have.
Yeah,
You've done
we have a place in Hilton Head that we used to rent out.
Okay, so listen to this nightmare situation that just happened to a woman in Sheboygan Falls. Our partners with TMJ4 showed how Ashley Deutsch, something was wrong with her rental. She knew it was wrong right when she walked into the door. Take a listen.
So every time you took a step, water would be squishing out from the floors.
Okay,
Oh, no.
What was that about? She got a ton of notifications on her door camera, saw a bunch of guys with drinks in their hands stumbling up and down the stairs and slurring their words.
The sink was clogged with pizza and things that they might have had at dinner time.
The water, John, was left running for hours.
No.
With whole pizzas.
Oh, jamming
Slices.
up the sink. That's terrible.
640 gallons, to be exact.
What?
Yeah, she even made sure to measure it because she's thinking about filing a lawsuit. So you can hear on the store camera the people who were staying there were trying to clean it up afterwards horribly with some of her towels, one guy using just his foot. And they were talking to each other, and it's captured on this video that she shared to try to figure out a good excuse to explain to her how this happened.
But right now, with this, we can say we woke up to it.
Okay, so you probably can't hear it that well, but he said, we're gonna put this right here, and we're gonna say that we just woke up to this.
Oh, my gosh. Busted.
Totally busted. She's not the only one affected. This is really sad. A woman below her has an entire business
Oh, no.
that's soaked. It's a tattoo shop.
Oh.
So both of the women in the story were in tears. Ashley Deutsch, again, she has a lawyer to try to get her money back, and a legal action is going to take its course. For right now, they're all paying out of pocket. The one lady who lives below the tattoo shop, she says she spent hundreds of hours putting her business together.
Yep.
And then this happens. So.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, we used to have a condo in Hilton Head, and we rented it, and every time I worried. You always worry, like you don't know, because people don't treat it like they treat their own home, for sure. And I'm glad that we don't rent anymore.
Did you have a bad incident at all?
We didn't have anything really bad, just real minor things, like a lamp gets broken or something like that, but nothing catastrophic like this.
So how did you make sure that nothing like that happened?
We put parameters in place. We were very strict. We didn't rent anybody under the age of 25 because it's a lot of young people that don't behave. We raised the price really high, so our price was higher than anybody else because that also weeds out certain people. But at the end of the day, you try to be careful, but you just trust that people are going to do the right things. And in the example you gave, unfortunately, that didn't happen. Sad
Nightmare.
story. It's 4:56 at WTMJ. Here's your business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
We Energies gets a major supporter for increasing customer rates. Microsoft files testimony saying We Energies needs funds to build infrastructure for major development, such as Microsoft's new data centers in Racine County. A slowdown at Kohl's. The Menominee Falls department store chain reports a 4% revenue decrease in its latest quarter, but earnings improved slightly. With Chase Bank adding branches in Wisconsin, plans are in the works for a St. Francis location. It will be on Whitnall Avenue and open by next summer. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. So he said to me, boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders. And I said, you betcha. And he said, do you mind if I cherry pick? And I said, feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
November 21st, 2021, the Waukesha Christmas Parade attack, a holiday celebration turned deadly. Darrell Brooks drove his SUV into the Waukesha crowd, targeting as many people as possible. Brooks injured dozens and killed 6, including an 8-year-old child. It never should have happened. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend, but he was released on just $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals like Darrell Brooks, making it easier for these criminals to terrorize our communities. Call Senator Baldwin, 608-264-5338. Urge her to support S 3919, the Keep Violent Criminals Off Our Streets Act. Because violent criminals belong behind bars. Paid for by One Nation, www.onenationamerica.org.
Hey, John Mercure here for Sit Means Sit Dog Training. I've got great dogs. Bella just turned 10 years old. You know what? Got her some ice cream for her birthday. And to have her sit, to have her stay, to have her do what she was supposed to do while I dished up the ice cream, she did it. Because Matt and his teams taught me how to talk to Bella. They taught me how to be a better dog owner. Bella's a better dog, and her little brother Baxter, he's a pretty good boy too. It's Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Best techniques, best trainers. Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Multiple locations. Do what we did. Start with a free consultation. Sit Means Sit Dog Training. You too can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. It's Sit Means Sit.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Now I can have all the cookouts and get-togethers in my backyard with some extra shade and relaxation for my guests. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Now until the end of August, you can receive $200 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
September baseball is coming, and every Brewers game means even more this time of year. Get to American Family Field as the crew takes on the Rockies September 6th through the 8th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
Driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal, and law enforcement officers can tell if you're driving high. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
The place to get caught up, to speak out, to connect and be entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a small insect with deadly consequences.
I'm Julia Fellow. Teenagers arrested for stealing a car at gunpoint. I'm Debbie Lazaga. Good news, bad news. Good news is the accident at National Avenue on 4394 southbound is gone. Bad news is it's solid all the way from Hampton down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. We've got northbound slowing down from before the Marquette as well, all the way up to past Fond du Lac Avenue, and then back on the brakes from Hampton all the way up to Bender Road. Westbound 94, backed up out of the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road, back on the brakes from 68th through the Zoo, all the way into Waukesha County, pretty much all the way to Barker Road. Northbound on 41, we got a broken down vehicle right at just at Mayfair Road. Has the two right lanes blocked, so that's backing things up into the Zoo. In the backups, we also have a crash off on the right shoulder at Blue Mound Road. So you can imagine we've got big delays through there as well. Hey, BRI's on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, muggy, rain likely very late, a low of 70 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 2 Wisconsinites have died from West Nile virus.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services confirms the 2 deaths from the mosquito-borne illness and also reports a 3rd individual has been hospitalized due to the virus. The cases have been reported in residents living in Brown, Outagamie, and Fond du Lac counties. The news comes as several states across the nation are taking action to try and prevent West Nile from spreading, as well as Eastern equine encephalitis, or triple E. DHS says older adults and those with compromised immune systems are at greatest risk for severe illness. The ages of those who died are not known. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
7 teenagers behind bars after crashing a stolen car and led to a chase. Milwaukee police say the incident began at about 7 o'clock Tuesday night near Jackson and Menominee Streets when a security guard fired 3 shots into the air to stop a group of teens breaking into a vehicle. The teen pointed a gun at the security guard. Then more shots were fired as the teens fled from that vehicle. Clark Milberg told TMJ4 News what he heard.
It sounded like someone was honestly beating on a garbage can or something. I didn't know it was shots until I saw the police.
They crashed into 2 vehicles at 13th Street and Lincoln Avenue. The teens, along with the security guard, were arrested. No one else was hurt.
Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman frustrated with the reckless youth behavior. In a public letter, the chief says the recent arrests of teens who use guns to take cars or steal keeps him up at night. He says when crime occurs, MPD arrests, but the consequences aren't changing behavior. Norman says the community must intervene to step up to the plate to educate our youth to not bring harm to others and what you can do to ensure that they don't.
Coming up, record numbers for time spent in the air.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This is the famous footwear that makes us actually want to go back to school. With the newest styles from all your favorite brands, like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. You'll find everything kids want, all at prices parents can appreciate. Because you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Famous Footwear even has fit experts in store to make sure you get the right size every time. So, for the perfect fit, make it famous. Plus, right now, buy one, get one half off when you shop your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Gadish Foundation. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hi everyone, Jeff Levering here, and when we moved into our home 10 years ago, we knew the time had come to replace our roof. That came sooner than we thought with the storms during the spring. So we called the pros at Ridgetop Exteriors, and they did more than just live up to their motto, trusted, local, and affordable. Within just a few weeks, we had our new roof picked and completed. Their team treated us just like family, and the customer service was a real home run. Give Ridgetop Exteriors a call and book your appointment today to ensure your project gets completed before the next big storm.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:06.
Did you have a flight get canceled this year? CBS Stacey Lynn says most people did not.
This has been a record summer travel season, but the amount of flight cancellations has been relatively low. Airlines canceled only 1.6% of all flights this year, despite a whole lot of people traveling and big-time disruptions in July due to the CrowdStrike outage. The U.S. Department of Transportation says the cancellation rate this year is slightly above last year, but still lower than any other year since 2017. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. Brewers win today 6-0. Start a series against the Reds. A doubleheader tomorrow on WTMJ. And the NFL season begins 1 week from today with the Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
Stay and play in Lake Geneva, the Midwest's premier golf destination. With 10 challenging courses for all abilities and skill levels, breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Enjoy an all-inclusive golf getaway with luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. For course information and more, go to visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for legendary golf.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Hey, we got a very special guest in the studio. We're excited. Antenna Bros. This is a very cool store. One of the sweet spots in our city is doing something really cool for the community. It's a back-to-school giveaway.
That's
and a
so
great
nice.
thing that they're doing. We want to get all the details. Nemo Ruparel is the store manager, director, actually, and he's with us. Nemo, good to see you.
Appreciate being here.
Let's start with the back-to-school, the backpack giveaway. That takes place on Saturday. Tell us what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so Saturday at 11 o'clock, we're giving away 50 backpacks with supplies to the first 50 students. This would be something we, just kind of give out as people get there. We're going to give some wristbands out, and then 10 of those backpacks are going to have $35 gift cards put in there. So they get the opportunity to shop inside the store after they get their bags as well.
Oh, that's so sweet. Is this the first year you've done it, or you've done it before?
Yeah, so this will be the first time we do an opportunity like this. So this will be our first attempt at it. I think it'll be fun and kind of unique for the city here.
Why is it important when you have a successful store like you do? Your store's got a lot of buzz. Why is it important that you give back to the community, that you do things like this?
Yeah, so like Giannis and Thanasis, they both have a lot of presence in the community, on and off the court. Staying true to that and kind of being able to represent that brand is huge, but also being able to leave an imprint on Antetokounmpo's inside the community, I think is important for us to kind of establish that community base.
What are those brothers like?
Yeah, what
Tell
are they
me.
like?
They're your
Give us the
bosses, right?
scoop.
Yeah, they're our bosses. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's really cool. It's unique. Being able to bump into them inside the store. Some days they pop in. It's a unique experience. It's cool. It's kind of like a dream come true. It's pretty cool to experience this and be able to develop a store and a brand, with their input on it.
What's it like to see them interact with each other? Are they playful? Do they give each other a hard time? What is it like?
I remember an experience from the grand opening or prior to the grand opening, which was really cool. It's the first time I get to see them interact with one another, and they're just having fun and kind of, joking around and messing around and kind of just seeing the store for the first time. So they're very playful, very fun, very unique, but what you see is what you get.
Are they really involved in the design, like what you have on your sweatshirt?
Yeah,
And
it's a family brand. So obviously I wore the merchandise today, but we wear it day in and day out at the store. Thanasis is a big visionary, so he has a lot of input on the design. So it's kind of cool seeing some of the input that he has being put onto, merchandise that we wear day in and day out.
Shopping is also really expensive. Going back to getting your kids the clothes and the gear and the supplies is so expensive. You guys have a sale going on to help with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things we focus on in the brand is the quality. So one thing we focus on is the wearability and washability of the product. So having kids myself, that's really important to me. But affordability is another piece. So nothing in our store right now is over $96, which is really affordable for the most part.
Yep.
But on top of that, we have our back to school sale, which ends on Labor Day, which is 30% off on top of that for store-wide.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's awesome. So we want to recap for you because the back-to-school giveaway at Bros is on Saturday. It begins at 11 a.m. You're giving away some cool stuff. So 50 backpacks, is that right?
Yep, 50 backpacks with school supplies, first come, first serve, and then 10 of those are going to have gift cards to use back in the store.
Dang, that is sweet. Okay, so it's at 5th and Juneau, right? It's right there on that corner?
Yep, we're right across Pfizer Forum, so we're attached to the Trade Hotel. So 434 West Juneau is the address, but we're right on the corner, right across the street from Pfizer.
So come on in, do a little bit of shopping, maybe grab lunch or a drink in Deer District. It's going to be awesome. This is a cool store. I've been in there. You should really check it out, kids and adults.
Absolutely.
It's great stuff. Nemo Ruparel, thank you so much for being with us.
Actually, I do have something for you guys, if I can.
Oh, what do you got? All right.
So I got some coffee cups for you guys.
Oh,
no way.
Let's see.
So I'm going to hand these over to you.
All right, here. He's walking these
I'm
over.
obsessed
You
with
shouldn't have done that, but it's nice of you to do. Oh, look at this. Okay. This has got
John, if you don't need that, I'm right back here. I can take that for you.
Look at this. Here, I'm going to show it to the camera.
Brandon
You're not
said he'll
getting
take
this,
it if we
Brandon.
don't
I'm
need
taking it.
Oh, my God. This is beautiful.
Yeah, so whether you like coffee or
Thank
tea,
you.
I think this is something cool to utilize.
Oh, and are these for sale in there?
Yeah, so this is something we do sell inside the store. That's also on sale right now, but we have accessories, we have kids' clothes, we have women's clothes, and we have men's clothing as well.
Man, you should check it out,
My husband's going
Julia.
to try to steal it, and he's not going to do that.
Our producer's going to try to steal it. It's good to see you, Nemo. Thank you so much. This goes on Saturday beginning at 11 a.m. right there in the store next to Fiserv. Good to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
It is 5:13 at WTMJ.
Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
My friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating are ready to take care of you big time. That's how they roll. That's what they do. From A to Z, they're going to take care of you like they take care of us. There's lots of things to think about when you think about your system at home. You think about your furnace. You think about your air conditioner. Maybe you need a new system. That happens. It's that time. Dave Drake Camp can help you. Maybe you have an issue. It's not sounding quite right. It's making a weird noise. Dave Drake Camp can help you. Routine maintenance, I get that through Dave Drake Camp every single year. I ensure that my system is ready for anything. You should too. Dave Drake Camp understands our climate. They understand what you need. They have been here in Wisconsin, in southeast Wisconsin, for more than 40 plus years. Your comfort is their family's tradition. It has been for a long time. The same guy's been coming to my house for more than 10 years. I'm actually talking to Drake Camp tomorrow. It's Dave Drake Camp Heating. They're going to take care of you winter, summer, or any season in between. It's DaveDrakeCamp.com. Just Google it, DaveDrakeCamp.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Sponsored by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomenajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Well, we've got the left lane blocked on 894 southbound heading down into the Hale interchange with a broken down vehicle. Left lane blocked, and that means we've got delays. Delays stretching all the way back past Oklahoma Avenue. We've also got northbound on 41 right about at Blue Mound Road. The right shoulder blocked with a crash. That's backing things up right out of the zoo, and that stays kind of heavy all the way up past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43 has just been brutal all afternoon. We've got solid delays from Hampton all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge down towards Beecher. Northbound slowing down from before the Marquette all the way up past almost to North Avenue, and then back on the brakes from Hampton up to Bender Road. Westbound 94, delays from make that 25th Street all the way through to about Hawley Road, back on the brakes from 76th Street, and then it's just a long, slow plod all the way out almost past Elmhurst Road in Waukesha County. It's going to be a slow crawl there. Eastbound's very heavy from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy and muggy, then rain and storms are likely, low will be 70 degrees. Wind southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Friday, mostly cloudy and humid, scattered showers, a high of 81. The wind will come from the west at about 10 miles an hour, so it'll feel nice. Saturday, mostly sunny and warm, pick day, really nice, high of 83. Sunday, mostly sunny, breezy, feels refreshing, according to the meteorologists, Brian Nisnansky, who we'll talk to later. High of 75. Monday, sunny, nice but cooler, a high of 72 degrees. The current temperature in Milwaukee is 74 degrees, humidity at 79%, wind at 9 miles an hour right now, and it's mostly cloudy.
Former President Donald Trump is in La Crosse this evening. He's going to be in La Crosse this evening talking about Make America Affordable Again. I think that is the theme tonight. Charles Benson is there. We're trying to connect with Charles Benson. Maybe there's something wrong with Charles Benson because we can't get Channel 4 on any of the TVs in here either. It's really weird. That? It's very bizarre. You are really out of your element. You're like, can you please get Channel 4? I can't. I try. We have 6 big screen TVs in here, and it doesn't like Channel 4.
I like to keep an eye on my people.
I know. I do too. There are people. And it won't. I can get 12, 58, CNN, Fox.
I'll tell you what, Charles looks so good in lacrosse. What a great background.
Because it was working earlier. We got Charles earlier, but we can't. So this is a very interesting time.
Here's what's coming up tonight, though, on CNN. And there's a little bit of a preview with Dana Bash. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Kamala?
that's a big deal.
Kamala and Walz talking together. And it looks like she talked to them while campaigning in Georgia and also on their plane.
Yep. It looked like she was in a restaurant with them as well, walking around. So we met Dana when we were in Chicago, and she is nice. She's like 5 feet tall.
She's tiny.
Feisty, and she got the first interview. Can you imagine what the sweepstakes were like to get the first interview?
Totally. I talked
with
to Andrea
Harris?
Mitchell,
And they were all lining up.
who was married to Greenspan, and she couldn't get it.
Stephanopoulos wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
60 Minutes. I'm sure 60 Minutes probably made an offer. So why does she go to CNN? Well, because CNN is perceived at least as being nice to her, as being deferential to her. I don't know if I'd say that about Dana Bash, though. I've interviewed Dana Bash several times. We've had Dana Bash on the show. She is on CNN, but I think she's a regular journalist. And it actually bothers me when people accuse journalists of being slanted one way or the other. If you're talking about Fox News and they have people on Fox News that are not journalists like Sean Hannity, or you're talking about MSNBC and they have talking heads who are clearly not journalists, I think that's one thing. But I think on all these networks, I would include CNN, most of their frontline journalists are just that. They're journalists.
What do you think about the fact that her first interview is not going to be by herself? It's with Walz the entire time, every time.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that's odd. Do you think that's odd? I think I would want her to sit by herself and introduce herself and answer policy questions and answer. Some of the questions will be about what she did as vice president, right? They're going to be about Americans care about the economy. You've been sitting with Joe Biden in the White House for 4 years, blah, blah, blah. Same about the border. Walz doesn't have any perspective on that.
Well,
Walz wasn't there.
And it's really nice having you next to me, because if I forget something, you can fill in the blank.
Yeah, we do the same. We ping pong off each other a lot. So maybe that's it. Is it a security blanket thing?
Kinda. Yeah.
I thought, to be honest with you, that the first big interview she did might be one of these where she sits down with her husband. You know, you see these every campaign cycle, and you will see it. It's going to be coming up here, whether it's on 60 Minutes or it's on Dateline or it's on one of those shows. They will sit down together on the sofa and do the interview. Maybe they felt like that's what they just did at the convention, because the convention was short on policy specifics. It was all about getting to know her. So maybe they feel like they did that.
So here's the thing, because I was looking at that, and a lot of people are really upset that she wasn't really on policy and it was more about her personality. You know, you only get really one shot to be likable, okay? Donald Trump had 15 seasons of The Apprentice, and before that, decades, you know, on
in the spotlight.
Front page. Yeah.
Yep. People knew him.
New York people know him. So that was maybe her first shot to really introduce herself. So maybe this interview, you'll finally get some policy. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that was a good decision. I don't fault them at all at the convention for being short on policy. You're exactly right. It was an introduction. It was the spotlight is shining on you. Who are you? I think Americans like to say, I want policy. I want to know what they're going to do. I think that's only half true. I think, one, Americans like when there's drama and feistiness and name-calling, no matter what they say. They like the spice. And I think they also want to feel like they know somebody. And at the convention, it was the chance to get to know them. I thought her husband was phenomenal, his speech, where he talked about, you know, leaving the voicemail, and he talked about her laugh, and he talked about her with her kids.
Can we play that voicemail,
kids.
for goodness sakes?
Yeah.
I really want to hear that voicemail.
Yeah, we got that voicemail somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. Brandon, do you know where the voicemail is from Kamala's husband, Doug?
It's not out yet.
But it was getting to know her. So I think it was okay that that's what they did and that was their strategy.
You know
and
what
now
I saw
instead,
yeah, but you know,
we go to this.
who was it? I forget who the other one.
Hey, we got Charles. He's with us from La Crosse. Charles, good afternoon. How are things in La Crosse?
Well, I wish there was better cell phone service, internet, and texting, but I finally made it. Sorry about that.
No problem.
We appreciate
very,
it.
Very busy. Yeah, full capacity, big crowd here to listen to the former president. You know, this is going to be an interesting event. It's billed as a town hall, but it really sounds or looks more like a rally. So what does the town hall look like with a moderator who's a former congresswoman, Democrat, Tulsi Gabbard? former presidential candidate. So she's the moderator here. But the questions will come largely from Trump supporters. So I'm curious to see what they have to ask when it comes to the former president.
Well, and Charles, isn't a big part of the story what you just said? A big part of the story, what's will be reported, is that the former Democrat is now standing in Donald Trump's corner.
Yeah, and that's been another, big person who is now in Donald Trump's corner, as we also talked about a week ago with RFK Jr. also endorsing the former president, Donald Trump, as an independent candidate. He did run, it was initially challenging Joe Biden, but then moved to the independent side. So each side has been able to sort of win over Republicans or converts. So it's kind of been a race to see who has them, how many are lined up. But this will be interesting to hear not only what she says, but how does she structure this town hall or conversation.
Yeah, Charles, what is her role exactly in this town hall? And also, why do you think they chose La Crosse in particular?
Well, La Crosse, I've been up here so many times. This is a key area. Candidates come through here all the time. I could just, going all the way back to, since I started covering these things, back to Bill Clinton. La Crosse is, the city itself has more of a swing vote. This area has gone red from the congressional seat. It used to be held by a Democrat. So it does have that potential. And also you can hit the Minnesota market, not only by coming here to La Crosse, but you pick up some of the Minnesota market. So it's always been a strategic area to come in and talk to voters here. And I think that's the motive and the effort behind Trump coming here tonight.
Charles Benson is the chief political reporter at TMJ4 and the senior national political reporter for Scripps News. Charles, thanks for the perspective.
Yep. Sorry I couldn't get to you sooner.
No problem. We're always glad to have you. It is 5:25 at WTMJ. News straight ahead at the bottom of the hour. First, let's check the Annex Wealth Management market update. Today was kind of a weird day, actually. Everything was in the green all day, and then the Dow ended up hitting another record. It was up 243 points on the day. It's now at 41,335. The NASDAQ was off 36, so not too bad, and the S&P was actually flat on the day. Annex Wealth Management. Get an honest opinion of where you are and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
The famous Fox and Hounds, it's always buy one, get one free for the dinners. That's exactly how they roll. No matter what dinner you choose, you buy one dinner, you get one free. I like the ribs there. I also like the pan-fried walleye. It's really, really sweet. Steak and lobster, prime rib on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Any of those, you buy one dinner, you get one free. And it's not buy one, get one free, but you got to try the French onion soup. It's in the crock. It's got a lot of cheese. It's absolutely fantastic.
So hungry right now.
It's so good. You also like Caesar salad. Sometimes I go and I get just a big Caesar salad and a French onion soup.
Oh, my gosh.
The real
that
deal.
Sounds so good.
I'm going to take you to the Fox and Hound sometime soon. The dessert tray is also buy one, get one free. Not the tray. You don't want the tray. The dessert's on the tray. You buy one dessert, you get one free. They've got great carrot cake. They got a chocolate cake. They've got a strawberry sham tort. It's really, really good. It's the Fox and Hounds. Beautiful setting, set right there in the woods. That patio in the woods is a great place for a cocktail. Head there tonight. Head there this weekend. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Our pain relief treatments are FDA approved. That's why your insurance will likely cover them. So-called bioregenerative options are considered experimental, and your insurance will not cover those. Our process is simple. Stem cells, plasma, and bone marrow therapies are not at all simple, and they're nowhere near as affordable as we made our treatments. At Rejuvenex, the cost of your pain relief treatment can be as low as $65 per injection per joint. Our proprietary, powerful, anti-inflammatory and lubricating treatments allow for better joint function that can alleviate your pain. And after we start, your next treatment could be as long as 18 to 24 months away. For some, it's sooner, but when it's working, it's worth it. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. honest measurements, and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations.
Hi, Vince. Great to be here.
So last time, Jeff, we were talking about insurance programs that have gaps or they're not properly designed and how that can trigger a devastating financial loss for a business. You called that balance sheet events. What are some of the common mistakes you see businesses making?
Vince, contracts are a big concern. Just the other day, we were with a new prospective client, and the owners were concerned they had issues with the contracts they were signing and the contracts that they were using. It's important to understand what those contracts are attempting to do.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What kind of contracts?
Vince, we look at vendor contracts, lease agreements for equipment, and lease agreements for property. Many times, these contracts are trying to shift responsibilities and liabilities to your organization for certain events. Most contracts also include an insurance requirements clause. Many times, we identify where businesses are out of compliance. It's a big issue. The contract requires X. The business has Y. You're out of compliance.
Jeff, what else have you been discovering?
Another coverage that's frequently misunderstood and frequently improperly calculated is business income and extra expense insurance. The limits are too low, the duration's too short, and there's no dependent property coverage.
Sounds like if you're not working with the right team of insurance professionals, it can cost you. So why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Because R&R Insurance can take these balance sheet events off the table and give business owners peace of mind. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. More information at myknowledgebroker.com.
Traffic and weather sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team in September. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:31. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: a virus from mosquitoes and a bacteria in deli meat.
I'm Julia Fellow. Milwaukee man pleads guilty to the homicide of his son.
I'm Debbie Lozica. Southbound on the bypass, going to be a solid ride out of the zoo interchange all the way down past Beloit Road. We've got the left lane blocked just as you're getting into the Hale interchange with a broken down vehicle. On the northbound side of 41 at Blue Mound Road, we've got the right shoulder blocked with a crash there. It's going to stay heavy beyond that anyway, all the way up past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, you're riding the brakes from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, then from 84th through the zoo all the way out to about Highway F. There's also some more delays west of Highway 16, pretty much all the way to Elmhurst Road, so give yourself tons of extra time through there. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, muggy, chance for rain late, a low of 70. Tomorrow, rain maybe early in the morning, a high of 81. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 2 Wisconsinites are dead from West Nile virus. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services confirms 1 person does remain hospitalized with the virus. The first 3 human cases being reported in Outagamie, Fond du Lac, and Brown counties. The virus is primarily spread from bites from infected mosquitoes. Health officials say the best way to avoid the bites is to wear insect repellent and long-sleeve shirts and pants.
The listeria outbreak linked to sliced deli meat is growing. Here's ABC's Sherry Preston.
The CDC now says more than 50 cases of listeria have been reported in 18 states, leading to 57 hospitalizations and now 9 deaths. Listeria is a particularly nasty germ that can remain on surfaces like meat slicers and in food, even at refrigerated temperatures. It's also pretty sneaky. Some people don't get symptoms for up to 10 weeks after they've been contaminated. This outbreak is linked to certain now recalled Boar's Head and Old Country brand sliced deli meats with sell-by dates of October of this year. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
An inmate at the Green Bay Correctional Institution is dead and his cellmate is to blame. The Brown County Sheriff's Office confirms the death of 19-year-old inmate Micah Laureano is being investigated as a homicide. Village of Alloway President Jim Rafter explains that living conditions at the prison may have contributed.
They are living in 2 people to a cell in cells made for 1. And when you put maximum security prisoners who for the majority of the previous year have been locked up in their cells, when you put them together in a cell, bad things are going to happen.
The sheriff's office claims that Laureano's cellmate, 24-year-old Jackson Vogel, is the suspect, and the investigation is ongoing.
School starts next week for MPS. Still no student resource officers. School board member Henry Leonard tells TMJ4 News where those school resource officers would be placed.
Officers would be preferably placed outside of buildings, and then they're there to help resolve more serious, egregious issues.
So there you go. Now you know they would be outside of the schools. MPS Interim Superintendent Eduardo Galvan does not want the SROs to be a distraction.
Obviously, with everything that happens with law enforcement in our communities, we want to make sure that they're seen as a positive.
Lawmakers mandated MPS to have 25 school resource officers in place by January 1st as part of the parameters for Milwaukee tax increases. They did not outline what would happen if MPS missed this. We have State Senator John Jagler that's joining us coming up in this half hour.
Work is moving forward on a first-of-its-kind Milwaukee housing project.
River Trail Commons would be the city's first ever co-housing setup, where homeowners share common spaces and items with their neighbors. Milwaukee attorney Nola Hitchcock Cross plans to bring the development to the city's River West neighborhood next year.
One of our big goals is to address the family wealth gap in home equity.
Hitchcock Cross tells WTMJ the setup is designed to appeal to those who have never owned a home before.
We're not alone to deal with everything that goes wrong all by ourselves.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Not everyone is happy to get more lanes on the highway. Environmental lawyer Dennis Grzinski is representing Milwaukee inner city congregations, Allied for Hope, or MICA, in a civil lawsuit against the expansion of I-94.
The big problem here is that in the most segregated, the most racially segregated metro area in the country, we've seen 20 to 30 years of billions and billions and billions of dollars spent on expanding highways. And meanwhile, the funding for our public transit system here in Milwaukee, that means our bus system, has languished and declined.
The approval of this multi-billion-dollar plan would expand I-94 from 6 to 8 lanes and redesigning the stadium interchange.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers take home the series, 2 out of 3 against the Giants at American Family Field. Final score this afternoon, 6-0. The Crew kick off a 4-game series against the Reds, a rare doubleheader, starting about 11:30 tomorrow afternoon. The NFL season begins 1 week from today with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:37.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, I'm Jeff Levering alongside Gina Della from Pella.
Thanks, Jeff. How do you say welcome?
With a new entry door from Pella.
Say it with color.
Like baseball bat oak or foul pole yellow?
Say it with class.
Like following players' unwritten baseball rules.
With clarity.
Like a no-doubter shot off the scoreboard?
Or with confidence.
Like an overachieving first-place team who experts predicted would be below average this season.
Before saying welcome with your new entry door from Pella, secure an incredible deal.
Like a ruthless baseball player's agent. Here's a deal you cannot pass up.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
That's the ball game. A Pella walk-off.
Your new entry door from Pella is installed and warranted by Pella for years of comfort and durability.
Don't miss out on 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
Schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 8/31/2024.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky is with us. Hello, Niz.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What'd you have for lunch today?
Lunch today, a chicken salad sandwich. How exciting that was.
Is it homemade chicken salad, or did you buy that somewhere?
It was not. It was bought at a quick gas station. It looked fresh, though.
Yeah.
I was on the go. I had forgot I had a doctor's appointment today.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like right at 12:20, and I got that text message where hey, your appointment is at this time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God. So then I quickly scrambled to get out of the house, and I was only about 5 minutes late, but I missed lunch then.
Then you're running and gunning. Julia, what'd you have for lunch?
I had that giant sandwich that they have over there.
Oh, out here in the market hall?
Yeah,
Was
it's
it good?
huge. It's just really hard to bite into, and it goes everywhere. It's embarrassing.
Is the bread like a tough bread?
Oh, the bread is so hard. And I was asking for a croissant, and then they didn't have it.
So you got the hard bread?
And then Greg Matzik's behind me, and I go and I get my stuff. He's like, yeah, I ordered a croissant sandwich. Hey, how did you get the croissant? They said they didn't have croissant.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I bet it cost a ton of money, too.
The sandwich is $14.
Yeah. They have great food here, Niz. It's not cheap, but it's a really fun selection.
What is the place? Is it right in the market hall?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
We got to bring you down here for lunch sometime. We'll treat you to lunch. You should come down here.
I would get fat. I'd get really, really, like, having that accessibility.
Yep.
That's what's great about here in our office. Like, we have, like, vending machine food, and that's about it.
Yeah.
The Wheel of Death.
They upgraded, though. It's called Dairyland Midway Bakery.
Oh, that sounds good. I haven't eaten there.
It's nice.
Yeah, I would be struggling. However, my go-to, right here on Capitol Drive, usually I got to be with my kids if I stroll into McDonald's, but I have done that before. I'll even go up to that Burger King, the Burger King that's up on Capitol.
Sure.
And
Not that McDonald's.
Drive.
You've gone to the Ratchet McDonald's on the corner of Humboldt or Humboldt.
Oh, yeah.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
I have
Nothing
too.
wrong with that.
Oh, my gosh. I had to go away. I order, every time I order my stuff, I never get it.
You're like taking your life in your own hands, too. Well, that's just driving
I like
there.
that. I like living on the edge. So good.
I used to walk over to that Wendy's across the street, and that's not
Wendy's
great either.
across the street is all right. If I do have the time and the, thought of actually being healthy, I like the corner bakery salads, and then there's some good options at the city market too.
Yep, you're right. You gotta have time. Like, you gotta drive to those places.
Yeah, you gotta pre-order it.
Yep.
It can't be on the fly.
Yep. Hey, I'm interested in this weather that's coming our direction. It looks like there could be a line of storms that comes really late after midnight. What are we talking about?
It does. I think it's looking more like 4 or 5 a.m. for us here in southeastern Wisconsin. So we'll watch it, but that arrival in general really is everything else has to be really in line to sustain severe limits with the storms. And I'm just not seeing it. In fact, these storms will not only be aging, but working their way away from the actual cold front, the lifting mechanism of these storms. So I don't think we're going to see severe weather, but yeah, you might wake up a little bit earlier than you'd like to a rumble of thunder at 4 or 5 a.m. And good chance of some rain. I don't think we're looking at a huge soaker. I think most of the areas probably a half inch or less. Some of our western spots could see a little bit more. And then on Friday, a shower, very light and scattered, will linger on and off through the day. I think the bulk of the rain, though, will probably before most people get going tomorrow morning.
All right, then how about the rest of tomorrow and the few days after that?
Oh, perfect. I mean, Labor Day weekend looks awesome. We're looking at tomorrow a high temperature right around 81 degrees, also still humid. Now, if you're going to a high school football game tomorrow evening, I think we're dry except for maybe a stray sprinkle. Now, Saturday, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 83. Sunday, mostly sunny, breezy, refreshing, a high of 75. And then Labor Day Monday, sunny, nice, a little bit cooler, high of 72 degrees. But great barbecue weather. If you're looking for summer activities, maybe take the boat out. Saturday's the day, definitely the warmest of the weekend.
All right, sounding pretty good. We're in for a good stretch.
Yep, sounds great.
Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky, talk to you tomorrow. Hey, actually, Niz, we're done at 5 tomorrow because of Brewers baseball, so have a great weekend.
And a Labor Day.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, happy Labor Day weekend, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah. Have a good weekend. It's 5:43 at WTMJ. Up next, Debbie helps get you home, then a story that we have been on top of from the very beginning. School resource officers earlier this year were ordered to be in schools as part of the deal that allowed Milwaukee to raise taxes. Right now, a meeting is going on, including the Milwaukee School Board and officials from the district, to give an update on what's happened with those officers. They're not in school, and the law is they're supposed to be there. State Senator John Jagler believes the law is being broken. It's pretty clear, and something needs to be done. Jagler's with us up next on WTMJ.
You've worked hard and planned for retirement, but how can you be sure you'll have financial independence so you can enjoy your retirement years? Let Creative Planning help with a free retirement review. We'll look at your retirement goals and see if you have the right returns and risk profile to get you there. And if you're already retired, what withdrawal strategy you should use and how to maximize your income in retirement. Request your free retirement review. This offer is only good till Monday at midnight. Go to creativeplanning.com/radio.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Fall Footwear Sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. Find value throughout the store, like 2.5-gallon boxes of Clean Def, just $6.99. Buy 3 Goodyear tires, get one free, plus up to $100 consumer rebate on select sets of 4 Goodyears. And all Blaine's Farm and Fleet stores will be closed Monday, September 2nd, so our associates can celebrate Labor Day.
All right, moms and dads, these are 5 things that you never should buy new for your kids. Strollers, books, infant essentials, toys, clothing, infant essentials like safety proofing tools, bathtubs. I wanted to tell you about Just Between Friends, Milwaukee County, where you can get all of that. WTMJ's Julia Fellow here. It's the best sale for children and teens. It happens just twice a year. Just Between Friends, Milwaukee County, happening Thursday, September 19th through Sunday, September 22nd. On the Wisconsin State Fair's Expo Center grounds on Greenfield Avenue. You'll find all of that at up to 90% off the retail price. Everything is like brand new. Go to milwaukeecounty.jbfsale.com. It's put on by 2 sisters, Missy and Melinda. I've come to know and call friends. They're such great women, and they want to help you and your family save some money. Go to milwaukeecounty.jbfsale.com.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions, get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Otto's Wine and Spirits, serving Milwaukee since 1945. Just picked up a case of Sauvignon Blanc from the Marlborough region of New Zealand. Great deal. So here's the deal. The wine usually sells for $17 a bottle. I bought it by the case because I'm in their wine club, and it cost me like $9 a bottle. It's great wine. It's great value. That's how they roll at Otto's. They've got the best selection of seltzers, High Noon. The beer cooler is fantastic, and they'll beat any advertised price at Otto's. Best selection, best value. Open 7 days a week. Employee-owned, friendly and knowledgeable staff. It's where I shop. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits.
Dan, I love what we do at Inspired Closets.
Can you count the ways?
First of all, we're 100% locally owned, helping families in southeast Wisconsin calm the chaos and eliminate stress. We're not a franchise. And our lifetime warranty and price match guarantee.
Yes, Katie. Milwaukee homeowners have trusted the Anheuser family for 55 years for our commitment to quality, service, and competitive prices.
And we get to work together.
Yeah, that too. Buy local and save money today. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A wife and husband team.
Traffic is sponsored by 2 Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love. The rest of it, ditch it. Get rid of it.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at 2menandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love. Ditch what you don't.
All right, let's get you where you need to safely with our Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Debbie.
Hey there. Yeah, it has been a brutal ride this afternoon. 43 southbound, still a bit heavy from Capitol Drive all the way down to the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge down towards Beecher Street. Northbound is a little backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue just up to north. Westbound 94 has improved. We do still have delays, though, from 35th Street all the way to Hawley Road, then from the Zoo on and off the brakes all the way to Highway 16. Actually, there's more delays beyond that out to Elmhurst Road. On the eastbound side, we actually are looking pretty good till you get to about 84th Street. It's going to be heavy all the way through the stadium there. 41 northbound still has that accident at Blue Mound Road off on the right shoulder. And then on southbound 894, very heavy ride from the zoo all the way down into the Hale interchange. Had an earlier disabled vehicle just as you were getting into the interchange itself. That is now gone. Well, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your 5-day forecast for tonight: rainy, muggy, a low of 70 degrees. Tomorrow, rain in the morning, a high of 81. Saturday, mostly sunny, 83. Sunday, mostly sunny, 75. Monday, sunny, a high of 72 degrees. All right. Right now, the Milwaukee Public School Board is discussing what to do about the school police officers that were supposed to be in the buildings this year. Here's the deal. They were given additional resources and the ability to raise taxes, and in exchange, there were conditions. One of the conditions for Milwaukee was you had to put 25 police officers in schools. And it was supposed to happen pretty much immediately. You get to hire them, you get to train them, and then they're in the schools. Well, that hasn't happened. What is going on with that? State Senator John Jagler is with us this afternoon. Hello, John. How are you?
Great, John. Thanks for having me on.
What's the best explanation you have for why this hasn't happened?
They didn't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They're willfully just disobeying and breaking the law. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. I mean, this is not something new. We knew this was coming. This is something that we have been pushing for as part of the shared revenue agreement. It's one of the things that I pushed strongly for to be included in it, was the return of the officers. They knew it was coming. It was agreed upon by their mayor, by everybody. The governor signs it into law. January 1st, they were supposed to have 25 officers back in the schools. It never happened. It just sat there for a little while. About 2 weeks ago, the vice board chair went before the press club and was asked about it and gave a flippant answer. Well, it hasn't happened yet. Are you going to do it? Well, is the state going to let you get away with that? Well, it hasn't happened yet. It was like a very flippant response, and that, like, I've been in the building for quite a while in the Capitol, and very rarely does my jaw drop. That just made my jaw drop, the flippant nature of it. And so I fired off a letter, like, where are we at with this? School starts in a week and a half. Where, at the time I wrote it, where are we? And I got a response back earlier this week that they're working on it. They get this, John. A district that is so cash strapped, they're so messed up money wise and so negligent financially, sent staff people to Washington, D.C. We don't know how many staff. We got an open records request going in. Sent staff people to Washington, D.C., to Atlanta, and to 2 other cities in Georgia to discuss what a school resource officer looks like in a new role. What are they doing differently? It's not like this is a new concept, but they, instead of picking up the phone and asking, what do you do differently? What do these officers do? They sent people on a junket.
Who paid for those trips?
Atlanta. Yeah, it's taxpayers. And so who went? How many people went? Why couldn't you have done it by Zoom? Why couldn't you have done it by a phone call? Or better yet, why couldn't you just obey the law and gone back to the old way? I mean, these are school resource officers. They are well trained. It's a specific type of job that they are well trained to do. And they've been out of the district since they ended the contract with the MPD in 2000. We don't need to reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah. So
I don't know
so apparently after George Floyd was killed, There was a unanimous vote by the school board back then to get rid of all school resource officers from the schools. So Act 12 happened. That was part of the stipulation. We're now almost 9 months later, Senator. Now there's arguments. I just was filling in during the midday show, and we had a Milwaukee leader that was talking about how it's going to cost roughly $2 million to train up all these SROs. Maybe they don't have the money for it. Another one, we had the mayor in, he's saying he doesn't want it inside of the schools. It'll be outside. That's where the problems are. They're outside where things pop off before or after school. Would you be okay if it's outside?
No, that's insanity to me. You talk to the teachers that have called, by the way, that now that I've been yelling about this for the last 3-4 days to anybody who will listen, teachers are starting to call me directly and say, look, look at the number of calls. Look at what's happening in our schools. This is ridiculous. And then you have officers that have to leave the streets and not investigate the carjackings and not investigate reckless driving and go into schools to deal with incidents that are happening that, and it's predominantly called in by teachers.
And somebody else is also saying, okay. You're making the argument and you don't live in Milwaukee. So why are you getting involved? Why is Madison getting involved in Milwaukee issues?
Well, that's really funny that's what they're coming back with. I am the chair of the State of Wisconsin Education Committee in the State Senate. I'm the Senate. That is the chair of the committee. It's not the chair of my district. It's the chair of the entire state of Wisconsin. And Milwaukee's been just literally sucking money out and with no return as far as academic achievement. Why shouldn't I? And maybe that's pretty funny and pretty sad that someone 50 miles to the west is the one calling them out on this for literally breaking the law. I mean, it's ridiculous to say I shouldn't have a say in this. I mean, you wouldn't even hear my name on this issue if they would have just done what was agreed upon by everybody back to start in January of this year.
So, John, they agreed to this. They agreed to this, and I've heard no one make the argument that they're not breaking the law. They are breaking the law. Is there teeth in this? Is there anything that you or anyone else can do?
Yeah, what can we do? Are we just going to take away the sales tax?
No, I mean, there's no teeth in it. There was no teeth in it because who would have expected an entity to break law? I mean, the only teeth is if the attorney general wants to get involved or the district attorney. I can't see that happening. We don't have that control as the legislature. We don't enforce the laws. We make the laws. And so we have no real say. But I'll tell you what we do have, guys, is, the last time I checked, there's still going to be in need of more funding. They're going to be in need of a funding increase. And if we control the Senate, Republicans will control the Senate. If we still have the Assembly, the budget is going to be a big hammer. And I don't see any reason why I won't still be chair of the Senate Education Committee. When it comes to budget time, boy, how can my colleagues just go along with some of a good faith effort when we don't see a good faith effort on something that was, like I said, this wasn't like it was dropped on them. This was talked about for a long time.
Right.
And
they agreed to it.
I mean, it seems like you've given them a long time before you wrote that letter and are putting them on notice.
I didn't, to be honest, I got to be honest, it was off my radar. It was off my radar until the press club event when the vice chair just blatantly, with a smile on her face, flaunted that they're going to break the law. So now tonight at this education committee or this school board meeting, they're apparently they sent me an email this week, responded to my question and said, well, they're working on it. They're working on an MOU of how this would work out. And
the meeting's right now.
So and I'm assuming that's Jilly Gokal-Gandhi, right? Who had that smile.
I'm watching it now over my shoulder here on the TV and trying to see where we're at. But one thing is clear, regardless of if they're working on it or whatever, they're not going to be in place. Those officers will not be in there at the start of the school year. That's obvious.
Yep.
I mean,
I think you're right.
The police association, they the jobs haven't been posted. They wouldn't even know where they would go. So this, and like I said, this is a school. To me, this is a safety issue. And when you look at the amount of people the amount of calls that have come in, that these officers outside officers are responding to, it's a safety issue. And what's interesting? The number one reason that families give why they leave MPS and go to the school choice program, the number one reason, and it's not even close, is safety. Number two is culture, but number one is safety. And they don't even realize it. They scream and kick and moan all about school choice when they have the number one reason with a chance to make it better, and they not only ignore it, they break state law doing it.
He is State Senator John Jagler. John, thanks. We appreciate your time.
You bet anytime.
It is 5:58 at WTMJ Business on